Himalayan. What do you think of when I say that word? Does it make you think of mountains, faraway places? When I hear the word Himalayan, I think about rabbits. People don't realize, but rabbits come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, and breeds. I got my first Himalayan last year for Christmas. According to roysfarm.com, Himalayan rabbits are actually one of the oldest breeds that we know of today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the history, coloration, and care of Himalayan rabbits. As I said, Himalayan rabbits are one of the oldest breeds that we know of. They're a very unique and special breed. According to the American Himalayan Rabbit Association, they were shipped to us from England in the early 1900s during what we call the Belgian rabbit boom. Most breeders had at least one Himalayan rabbit in their herd, and rabbit enthusiasts also had them too. They're very special because they're not a man-made rabbit breed. What that means is Himalayan rabbits were not a cross between two different rabbits. An example of a man-made rabbit breed would be the Californian. Californians are mixed with New Zealand's and with Himalayan rabbits. With that being said, the only true colors of Himalayan rabbit is actually black, but we'll get more into colors later. The origin of Himalayan rabbits is actually not known because they're such an old breed that a lot of breeders and rabbit people believe that their history's been lost over time and that we don't know where they came from. roysfarm.com says that Himalayan rabbits come from the Far East rather than from the Himalayan mountains. Himalayan rabbits aren't only known as the name Himalayan. According to the American Himalayan Rabbit Association, they're actually known by 20 different names, and 3 of the most popular are blacknose, Chinese, and Egyptian rabbit. The first uses of Himalayan rabbits were actually for showing and for their fur because their fur is really soft. The signature pose for Himalayans showing is this. You stretch them out as long as they can go. You put his back legs perfectly flat, his front feet are flat, his ears are back, and his face is forward. And that's how he'd be shown. Himalayan rabbits are actually a smaller breed of rabbit. According to the Rabbit Breeders Association, they should weigh between 3 and 5 pounds, and the only rabbit breed that's actually smaller than them is a dwarf rabbit. They're very popular still too as pets. Now I'm going to talk to you about coloration. There's 4 varieties of colors for Himalayans. There's the lilac variety, the chocolate variety, the blue variety, and the black. Gator's a black. Casey, I need that. Group is a blue, and these are the only 2 colors that I have. So these are theirs. According to the Rabbit Breeders Association, the first man that made a different color was a man named Ron Smet, and he was from California. And he was the creator of chocolate bunnies. A chocolate Himalayan is actually a mix between a black and an English chocolate spot rabbit. The blue rabbits we don't really have a lot of information on because they were not wanted and they were actually the people actually tried to kill them off so they didn't become in the show ring. According to the American Himalayan Rabbit Association, blue is the most uncommon and it's still not found in very many states today. The lilac variety is also uncommon, and that's a cross between a blue and a chocolate Himalayan. And you can only see the difference in a blue and a lilac when you have them exactly right next to one another. Now I'm going to show you, Himalayan rabbits don't have a lot of color on them. They're white, and then actually only their ears, their nose, their feet, and their tails have color because those are the spots that they need the most heat in. roysfarm.com says their colors lighten and darken during the winter and summer months. Their babies are actually born. Their babies are born with white, and then their ears, their nose, their feet, and their tails are gray when they're born. Their color starts to show at 4 weeks old. This bunny I have right here is actually 7 weeks old, and he's starting to show his color on his nose. In around 6 months, bunnies actually will take on what color they're going to be. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about care. Himalayan rabbits are very sensitive to the weather. Baby Himalayans should be brought inside when it starts to get really cold outside. And adults can stay outside until it's below freezing. Once it hits below freezing, you should bring them inside. During the winter months, as I said, their colors darken up so they can attract more heat and hold heat better. According to the Rabbit Breeders Association, pens for rabbits, specifically Himalayans, should be made out of wood or wire, and then they should have a mat or a board that they can get their feet up off the wire for a while. If they're outside rabbits, which all of mine are, their cages need to be built up off the ground so that it lessens the chance of predators being able to get them. And you should make sure the length of the cage for a Himalayan is 24 by 15 because they're long rabbits, and they need to be able to lay out any way in that cage and not be touching. You should also make sure that their ears cannot touch the top of their cage. For their diet, rabbits need a lot of hay to make sure their digestive system works right. And then you can also give them some rabbit pellets, different fruits and vegetables as long as you've made sure that they're safe for them to eat, and then leafy greens in moderation. You should also make sure that your protein content in your rabbit pellets is really high so they're getting what they need. Rabbits shed about 2 times a year, once right after winter and once before winter. That's why my rabbits are shedding so bad. And in between that, they have maybe 3 or 4 sheds, and they're just little ones. You can help them by brushing them out and making sure you get all the extra hair off them. Thank you for watching my speech. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the history, color, and care of Himalayan rabbits. And I showed the video to the audience. Did you stop it? No, you didn't? Okay, good. And there's my audience.